Guys, for those of you who speculating Mr. Mohamed might be the next president, listen to what our Vice President Bharrat Jagdeo has to say about this.
About 50 million US dollars that were stolen from the coffers. That person now comes about and shares money willy-nilly and creates an embarrassing situation for the government, while the government sits by idly, not following up on what the Americans have, to some extent, shown clearly is gain from the pilferaging of Guyana's gold and illegal acts in this country. And people are allowed to walk about. Like if this came from heaven and they're passing it on to people, is the government going to accept responsibility for bringing this embarrassment for itself by not addressing this illegality?
So 2 weeks now you've been asked, both weeks you've asked me about this particular issue. And let me make it clear what I said last week. I saw Nigel Hughes and the others conveniently jumped in. Conveniently, because I think they're hoping that somehow this would bolster their own faltering campaigns and enhance, as I said before, their electoral fortunes. Let me say this again, that people in Guyana, any person in Guyana, is entitled to due process. Any person. So there have been reports from the US government in relation to the Mohammeds about evaded taxes. That matter is engaging the Commissioner General, and at the appropriate time, they will have an opportunity to present their side of the argument in line with due process, and the Commissioner will be able to look at that matter. Before then, I don't want to comment on their criminality or lack of criminality. They are entitled, the Mohammeds are entitled as Guyanese citizens to have their side of the allegation heard or to respond to these allegations and present evidence to the contrary. If they fail to do so, then they become liable to pay the taxes and the consequences that arise from those, the other consequences. If one of the Mohammeds want to enter into politics, has been speculated, and there is nobody knows whether this will happen or not. I think they're being encouraged to do so by some individuals who believe, or are hoping, maybe with great, because they can't do it themselves, that somehow this will affect the PPP. We're not worried about that. That if they want to do that, if they choose voluntarily to go or with inducement to get into politics, it's their right to, as Guyanese citizens. And I said that last week. If they want to get into politics, that's their right. So, what I said, however, is that everyone now would have to, like we, withstand scrutiny. Every week you get asked about everything under the sun. Personally, I have been vilified.
Mr. Mohamed from Bobby's Gal to you. I absolutely love what you're doing. You're doing a great job looking after the poor people in our country and so many other things. But when it comes to PPP Civic, Bobby's Gal, they have my 100%. And guys, you know another thing, this is just my speculation. I feel that Charan Das is going to team up with Mr. Mohamed. I feel Charan Das is going to team up with Mr. Mohamed. That's my speculation, guys.